Ciao, Lee, come stai? Tutto bene qui? Sono qui in Italia, a Verona, a Piazza Dante. Anyway, I'm gonna knock off the Italian because I don't actually know that much yet. But what I said was, hey, Lee, how are you? Hope you're well. I'm doing well here. I'm in Italia. I'm in Italy, Verona, at Piazza Dante. I'm going to show you around and give you my 10-minute tour of the heart of the city. So buckle up. Here we have Piazza Dante. This is named after Dante Alighieri, who was, if you're not familiar, was a writer. He wrote the Divine Comedy. You may have heard of Dante's Inferno, Dante's Purgatorio, Dante's Paradiso. It's a story of a man's trip through hell, purgatory, and heaven, guided by his guide Virgil. Quite an interesting story if you're not familiar with it. Here we've got, I can't zoom here with the Lion of St. Marco there on the top of that door, which I think is very cool. So this is Piazza Dante. And over here, that leads us to Torre Lamberti, which is the tower. I climbed this the other day, actually. Got a very good view of the city, and now my knees hurt. Joke's on me. So I'm going to show you around a little bit here. Here I think are some cool things. I'll show you this. This is part of like old Verona, Vecchia Verona. Here, and I'm going to show you more down this way on my beautiful tour of Verona. So this I think is cool. Oh, first of all, you know what? Let's dip down here first. I'm going to show you this beautiful... You know, I'm still figuring out what this is. This is a tomb of some kind. You can see right here. There's a sarcophagus. Someone's buried there. I'm not sure who yet. It's a terrible history lesson, so forgive me for that. I'm working on it. We'll get there. Might be one of the Daugherty family, which I hear are quite famous around these parts. As you can see, this street right here is Via Arche Scaligere. Some of the founding or ruling class of the city back in the day. I need to do my history. Our kid really wants to do the train tour. There's a little train that goes around Verona. Does a tour, and I would love to see that. So this is Romeo's house, allegedly, right here. And it's a very cool area. But don't know if you know this, but Shakespeare, despite having set two plays here, Two Gentlemen of Verona and Romeo and Juliet, never traveled here, never visited here. There's no record of him ever making the journey from where did he come from? Stratford upon Avon or something like that, London. No record of him ever coming here at all. The story is that he probably met some wealthy merchant who had told him stories about Verona and thought it sounded nice and romantic and thought he'd set some of his plays here. So there you go, there's a little history for you. We come down this way though. This is, I think, one of the coolest things I found in my travels. A little square here. But if you look at these, hard to see probably past the reflection, but there's like an old ruin under here. Let's see if I can get a better view of it. It's like old tile work. This is part of the ancient part of the city, which I think is just gorgeous. Better view of it, maybe. I think it's really cool. So now, I'm going to show you Juliet's house. The Montagues and the Capulets. Are you familiar with Romeo and Juliet? again, not a real thing, but the fine people of Verona, they know how to take advantage of a good story. I actually went to the museum down this way the other day. I learned a little bit of history of the city. A little bit, still have a lot to learn. But I learned that they really leaned into the Romeo and Juliet tragedy, that story, these two star-crossed lovers. But they've also really leaned into the history of Dante Alighieri, who lived here for a time. It was very fundamental in shaping a lot of the town and the culture and the history of this place. So I thought that was interesting. So let's take a little walk. More piazza. Show you down this direction here. Here, you may be familiar with it, is KFC, which I find to be oddly anachronistic isn't the word I'm looking for. Geochronistic. So this is Piazza delle Erbe, which I think is gorgeous. And this is Piazza of the Herbs, which I think probably lends itself to its history of a market of some kind. There's Torre Lamberti again, Lamberti. It's beautiful. Now they mostly sell gelato and weird t-shirts and fruit. But there's a lot of cool restaurants and shops nearby, which I think is lovely. If we turn this way, once we get past this garbage truck, there's this dude. I don't know your deal yet. I want to figure you out. I don't know what you're about. He's got some cool story about it, I'm sure. Okay, let's do our walking tour here. Won't even cut the camera. I'll just bring you down. I'll show you. This whole area here, which is just gorgeous. There's gelato everywhere. If you like gelato, which my kids do, this is the place for it. It's always busy through here. Here's Juliet's. Casa di Giulietta. This is Juliet's house, allegedly. According to the story, which again is not real. It's not a real thing. So, I'm going to pause you here for a minute while I wait in line, because that's not going to be the most interesting use of our time. So here, Balcone di Giulietta. And there's the balcony, the famous balcony, allegedly, again, allegedly. And there's a statue here of Juliet. You can see her chest is gold and the rest of her is dark because everyone touches her chest, which I find weird. Again, I don't know if you've read Romeo and Juliet, but I think she's supposed to be 14 or something like that. So I don't know, it's a little bit weird for me. I find it strange, but here she is in all of her glory. I think it's quite a beautiful area. Smart of them to lean into it. All right, I'm going to take you for one more stop here, which I think is really cool, so bear with me. So this, I think, is one of the coolest things about the city. And I didn't even know this was here when we moved here. And we walked around and saw it for the first time, and we were like, whoa. So, this is the arena. Arena di Verona. It's gorgeous. Take you for a little walk around. See it in all of its glory. It's super cool. Get a little distance from it so you can see it. It says Piazza Bra. Not sure why it's named that. It's something I should look up. It's a big, giant square. It's fun to ride your bike through. It's a beautiful city. I quite liked it here, to be honest with you. The last time we did our video, I was staying with my in-laws in Walnut Creek right before we moved. And Walnut Creek is very nice. But it's no Italy. You know what I mean? So this is the arena. Anyway, that's my little walking tour here of Verona. Show you a few of my favorite spots around Città Antica, the antique city, ancient city. Same thing. But to answer your question, you asked me if you could post the other video, and I think that's probably fine. I don't have a huge issue with that. Make sure I'm not like disparaging anybody's movies or the state of the industry or anything like that. But I think it should be okay. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Yeah, Lee, I hope you're doing well. It's really lovely to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope to hear from you soon. Cheers, brother.